Hi, and welcome to this demo video all about the new FT Mute expander for the Lo-Fi uTape Scrubber.
FT Mute, HP FT Mute.
In addition to the core circuit of the uTape Scrubber, I felt like there were a load of points that potentially could later on be interesting to do things with. As well as this FT Mute kind of auto muting circuit I'm going to talk about today, I'll be doing some videos later on about a playback gain with some gain switching and diode clipping options, a bias arrays level and hopefully a V2 of that might be CVable, we'll see, and then a record level circuit. So today we'll be talking about the FT Mute. So this expander came about because by default the Lo-Fi uTape Scrubber passes audio through, and we've got a Platts going into the audio input here, passes the audio through to mix with the replay of the head. And we can hear it there mixing kind of one to one. And that's all well and good, but there's situations where you might want to use this for parallel processing rather than end of chain. End of chain works great, you know, you can grab loops of whatever you're, the tunes you're making or a whole mix, but by being able to do parallel processing, it really opens up what is possible with the uTape Scrubber. So let's get this going again. And we've got different ways of muting the audio through. You might have heard this manual switch muting that audio through, and we've just got some FM going. As well as that, we can also mute with a gate, and this kind of goes up to audio rate. And it's a bit clicky, but that's square waves for you. As well as the gate in and the manual, we've got a auto muting function. So, and this is quite useful because we can hear what we're recording, and thanks to the new playback expander we can just adjust that mix a bit more depending on the speed. Sometimes we'll want to increase the amplification. But sometimes we don't want to hear that audio through. Maybe sometimes we only want to hear it when we're recording. Maybe we don't want to preview the new, sound or timbre or melody until we're recording. So if we put it down into FT record mode, now what will happen is when we flick the main module into record, if I deactivated the manual one, we now only hear the audio through when the main module is in record. So let's just see what that sounds like. And I'm just going to erase all that nonsense. I don't know what I'm up to there, but anyway. So you can hear there that now the audio through has been muted. Add a bit of delay. Job's a good one. And it means we can kind of swap modes on the plats without hearing it until we record. Let's keep going. You have to excuse the noise, it's my parrot upstairs. Trying to film these videos with a parrot in the house is not ideal. Bless him, he's starved of attention if I don't look at him for 2 minutes, and that's what's going on right now. So yeah, the opposite way is to mute when we're in record. And you might wondering what the point of that is. But if I get a microphone, because we can hear my voice all the time, so this might make a little bit more sense. So normally we'll be able to hear my voice going through. I'm using the 2HP intercom module. I'm going to record sections onto the tape, kind of without previewing them. Without previewing them. Hear it back later secretly, and then hear it back later secretly, and then. But we'll carry on. And then, as well as this auto-muting function, the expander has the possibility of giving a gate out depending on what mode we're in. So you might see these lights at the top, and then as we swap modes, yep, the gate out changes. Now, what is super useful about this is that if we take the record output, send it into the trigger of our plats, and then what this is going to do now is when we go into record, we're now going to be able to effectively put audio onto the tape exactly where we want it to be. Let's go, keep going. That's my favourite thing to do, is to chuck a kick on where I want it, and then we can go down to hopefully the snare now. Sorry about that. It's a wonky beat, but you get my point. So this really opens up the possibilities of, you know, what you can do with the uTape Scrubber, but also makes it a lot more precise a tool for creating compositions on a loop. Now we can just listen to the tape rather than hearing our audio through. We can choose when we mute that audio through. We can automate the muting, and we can automate triggers and one-shots, or even other functions around your modular. Maybe when we go into record, we want to fill that gap, you know, because the playback wouldn't be happening on here, with other sounds, or, you know, potentially opening a VCA for another uTape scrubber. So what I love about this final version of the expander, which has this manual mute button, is that we can also choose to just completely mute it if we want to, and then not hear it at all. Add a bit of delay. I thought it'd be good to have the new bipolar Samsara CV controller in the mix. So I hope this has been interesting. And I hope it's exciting for people. I know it is for me, because ultimately I made this for me. If you like it, that's great. But that's where it all starts. Create something you love, and if you can love it, someone else can love it too. So until next time, peace, love and tape loops. Bye now. Don't like the way I explained that. FT mute.
FT mute. FT mute.
Mute.
T mute. FT mute.
Mute. Mute.
T mute. Mute.
T mute.
Mute.
T mute.
Mute. T mute. Mute. T
Muting.
mute. T muting. Mute. T muting.
FT muting module.
Boot. FT muting module. Boot. FT muting module.